What's poppin'? It's your boy Moses, aka Nomo, chilling right here inside the Lit Out Podcast. Got a very special guest in the building. I got Mr.
Compton Balls, Lemon Direct.
That's right. Welcome to the podcast, my boy. Welcome to Southgate. The only time fools pull up to Southgate is to be on the Lit Out Podcast, my boy. Thank you. Have you been to Southgate before?
Yep. Yeah, I know all about Southgate, man. Yeah.
Coming from a legendary city like Compton, dog, I think everyone thinks or knows where Compton is. But to me, it's one of those cities like, man, Compton's right here, dog. It's one of our neighbors. You feel me?
Yeah, right down the block, like 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Southgate, man. I got a lot of people out here, man. A lot of people and, a lot of good fucking stories, a lot of ups and downs, but, we be everywhere.
Facts. I like that. Again, thank you for being on the show, dog. I want to kind of just jump straight into it. I know that you're about to embark on your musical. You've already done music, but you're about to get a little bit more, focused on it. And you have a few stories you want to share with us. But I want to start in the beginning, dog. Why don't you tell us where you grew up?
Born and raised in Compton, straight from the motherfucking MLK, straight to the house right there.
Damn.
So growing up, I was pretty much, Compton's small, it's like 3-mile radius, 4 or 5 mile radius, the max.
Right.
And I've been on all sides, but grew up on Atlantic and Alondra. Okay. And Rosecrans and Santa Fe.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to know, how was it growing up as, a young Mexican man in Compton? Because, when you think about Compton, you think about like NWA, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, like a lot of like black hip hop history, Yeah, and you coming into doing hip hop, but you're Mexican, How was it growing up mixed between all the races?
Growing up, man, like on the block, it was like half and half, black, half Mexican, I had a 5, 6, 7 years old. I already had like a black friend, and we get to see the cultures very early on. We get to see that it's not like other areas where, there's black people there now, but back then there wasn't.
Right.
We learned a lot about each other, and we're always cool, till we get older, it's like normal, like fights, school fights and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like all the legends are from there, NWA, Eazy-E, The Game, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And I grew up like 2 blocks away from Eazy-E's hood, right over there. Kelly, shout out to the Kellys and the park over there, Kelly Park. Yeah, man. I went to Kelly Elementary for a little bit too, right there where his hood is at or whatever.
That's what's up.
And a lot of infamous figures from out there.
At what point did you know, like growing up as a kid, like, oh shit, like this is Compton, like this is the legendary Compton?
First video, man, real Compton CDGs.
Okay.
When I seen that shit, I was like, what is this?
That's my backyard.
Like that's right here down the street. Like it's like literally down the block right here. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
And I seen that, they had the pit bulls. I was like, damn, it's badass, and the 6'4" and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, it's tight. Like before that, I was really into like rock and Spanish rock.
Okay.
Like that was like, what the family will bump.
I was gonna say, is that because of your parents?
So we're from Guadalajara, and Spanish rock is real popular over there in Jalisco too, but
yeah,
mainly Guadalajara is like the LA of fucking Mexico.
It is. So, it's a big kind of like Hollywood style city.
Yeah. So we're really into that because the family will bump that early in the morning and all that. The corridos too, but a little bit of everything. So. Yeah, when I seen that, man, I was like, "What? Oh, this is the shit right here, and it's right here down the block."
Yeah.
So I really got into it, man, and I thought about, I do music, so I thought about doing the music a little bit down the line when I was in juvenile hall.
Okay. I definitely want to get into like your story, because you have a pretty crazy story when it comes to what you've been through, and obviously, you're evolving to becoming a different person nowadays. But take me back to like your first taste of the street life. Like, what got you into that kind of shit?
Yeah, man, just the primos, man. Like, I had like 10 cousins. Everybody was knuckleheads, We all meet up after school, on the weekends and everything, just get to, up to no good.
Yeah.
And my first introduction to like, getting into trouble and, breaking the law and all that was pretty much 2nd grade, man. Lincoln Elementary. Right behind MLK, there's people from there, that side of town know where is that at, where the Kenneth Hahn station is right there off the metro. Mm-hmm. And Lincoln Elementary in 2nd grade, man, I was already tagging up the whole restroom, and starting fights and,
What were you tagging up?
Fucking LMK, man.
Okay.
Lost-minded criminals. Yeah, and I was in that crew, man, like pretty much it was, a little clique crew for up to like when I was a teen, man, and got it to the more serious I was like, man, I'm gonna either be in jail forever or die out here, so might as well go all in, you know. So then that's when I made the move.
I started tagging, dog. I was already like in like 8th grade high school, you know.
Yeah.
But you were starting tagging in elementary, dog.
Yeah,
Is
man.
that just the culture around your homies and shit, like the family and shit? That's just how it was.
Yeah, and it was fun, man. It was just fun, something to do, you know. And it was like, you know, just kids, you know, kids.
Yeah, kids.
And out here, that was a real big thing too in Southgate, you know, the tagging crews and all that.
Facts.
Yeah.
What about party crews? You fools got into party crews eventually?
Not in Compton. Then plus, like, you know, Compton's very poor, so our parents didn't have houses that you could just
throw a party.
Do a party. You know, everybody lived with somebody. You know, everybody would live, so there wasn't houses to dispose of like that.
Yeah. You know? Then after like elementary and stuff like that, you lived like your whole life in Compton when you were young.
Yeah, all the way up to like I moved. What was it like in high school? I moved to Bell. No, not Bell. It's Cudahy. Borderline Bell, Cudahy, right there in Florence and Atlantic. Yeah, right there by Boulevards. You know, it was my spot right there. Still is my spot. I'm always in there. I used to ditch there, you know, and I did my last music video there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I lived there for like a good 3 years. You know, was it 2011 to like 13 or something when I went to the pen. Yeah.
Cause hey, like it's a super small city, but around here, if you know, like it's an active city. You know?
Oh yeah.
A lot of shit going down there.
It's they say it's in LA County. It's the smallest city in LA County.
It is,
and it's like off the chain.
It is.
There's always something going on.
That's crazy, dog.
So shout out to Cudahy.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to the homies over there, the homies in Bell too.
You've done quite a bit of time, dog. When did you start doing time?
Was 2000. I went in November 2012 to the county. Before that, I started in juvenile hall, you know, in 2010.
Let's start with juvenile hall. What'd you get locked up for?
So the first time was 2 armed robberies. Was the first time, and it's the last time. Like first and last, because from there, man, it was like a hell of a ride, man. It was. I went to camp, fucking got probation, got house arrest, violations, everything, man, and pretty much, man, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but you know the guys that will wait for guys outside of parties, man, that was us.
Oh shit.
You know, and at those techno parties,
all the raves and shit.
Yeah, man, that was the thing, man. That's crazy, because not to go off track, but in that time, man, I'm pretty sure like every day out of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there was a rave all over here, Southgate, Compton, Watts.
Yeah,
there was raves every day, and that's crazy because now you don't see that.
Yeah. You know, Southgate's always been known as a party city.
Yeah,
like fools from Compton or fools from other cities come because we have a lot of houses. We have apartments too, but there's some cities that's like nothing but apartments.
Yeah,
Southgate has a lot of houses, dog, and it looks like nice and shit. But then you find out the people who live in there, like, that yo ghetto ass lives in here.
You got like from doing time in a lot of spots. The Southgate fools, they have that not like stigma but stereotype as the party animals.
Yeah,
like my homies that live here on San Carlos, that's what they are, party animals. Yeah. Shout out to the homies.
Like to fuck around, Nas parties, all kickbacks, hella kickbacks and shit.
Oh
yeah, it's crazy. Growing up too, we used to always go to Compton's like to buy, like back then when it was still like barely chronic and stress in Arizona, we used to go to Compton a lot to buy weed and come back, smoke it over here and shit like that.
That AZ, I remember that AZ.
Yeah, the AZ was.
Yeah, man, these kids now have it good, man. Like they give it away now.
Yeah,
they give it away, and it's like nothing but like Killer Kush, it's like
high power shit.
Yeah, like we want to hit, man. You're over here having an anxiety attack, like fuck.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, dog. You used to get high, like smoke a little bit of weed, and you get like hungry and have the laugh attacks. Now, fool, I had to stop smoking because I'll get fucking paranoid as fuck. It's just too strong.
Oh yeah, it used to be hungry, happy, sleepy. You know? Now it's fuck. It's just straight go to sleep.
Yeah, coma.
Yeah, man. So with the juvenile hall thing, whatever, my first time doing time, you could say it was, like I said, 2010, and those were the like my family, they're from Jalisco and Sinaloa, so like us, we were more in the like corrido scene, kind of like in Compton has always been paisa, like for us, for the Mexicans.
Yeah,
it wasn't always like Little Rob, or we wouldn't listen to Little Rob. We would listen to Compton stuff, Compton rap, or corridos. That's it. Those only two. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, me too, dog. Growing up, I wasn't really a big fan of Chicano. Even to this day, like, I know a lot more Mexican rappers or Chicano rappers or, like, just Spanish rappers than I did before. But growing up, dog, it was nothing but Tupac, Bone Thugs, even some East Coast shit, dog. Like, that English rap was really what I was really fucking with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that New York East Coast shit was off the chain, like Wu-Tang.
Yeah, all that
Yeah,
shit, dog.
when I used to live on Glencoe and Temple. So that's like, for the people that from Compton or people that don't know, the dude that got arrested, whatever, Keefe D, that's his hood. The guy that first supposedly having been involved with the Tupac stuff.
Yeah, with Puff Daddy and shit.
So that was his hood, and I lived like in the heart of their hood or whatever. And I used to be bumping my like just to get them mad, like, man, we're bumping nothing but New York shit, like, yeah, man, RZA, Jizza, man, like hardcore underground, New York shit. And well, it wasn't really underground, but yeah, it was underground for those days,
And then, like, yeah, over here, mostly, especially I'm sure in Compton, like, everyone was bumping Compton, Dr. Dre shit, and you're over here doing the opposite, bumping
oh
East
yeah, I was
Coast
like,
shit.
yeah, man, like, I'm showing them I'm different, like I know I'm more up on game than them.
Did that cause any, like, beef between you guys and shit? You guys
Nah,
ever, like, run
just
into each
a bit
other?
bumpy. They used to be like, this little motherfucker crazy, like little Mexican kid,
Yeah.
and bumping Jizza, RZA.
That's crazy. No, but for sure, for a long time, Wu-Tang. Because, back in the days, dog, you would have a CD or a booklet of CDs, and you would just listen to the same music every day forever.
Yeah.
Now there's a new song coming out every day, so people are up on new shit, right? But back then, it wasn't really like that.
Yeah.
What's some of the fun shit other than, like, getting in trouble that you guys were doing in Compton and shit?
Man, it's just get in trouble, man. And so we used to do with all the primos and the homies on the block. It'll be like 10 of us, 12 of us, or 5 of us at a time. And we used to like go mobbing like 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, all the way from Atlantic, all the way to Long Beach Boulevard. Just a bunch of kids just walking. We'll run into other groups of kids heading up too. And now you'll never see that.
Yeah,
and you're never gonna see it again, which is cool. Stay out of trouble, kids. But if you want to have fun, do it at a bomb yard or something.
I think also too, like, back in the day, dog, there was a lot more toy tag banger fools. Where, like, nowadays, if you see a piece, it's like a professional did it, like an adult did it. Someone who knows how to tag is really doing it. Back in the day, everybody had a can, everybody had a streak, everybody had a marker.
Yeah,
like, it was really like an active sport.
Yeah, and it's with the internet, man. Like, the kids are not going outside as much, So
Facts.
Now you don't. I don't know, but it's got to be in you if you want to, hop on the freeway and go hit up the freeway and all that. It's in you, Like, now I guess kids don't have it in them. They just want to be at home or on Instagram.
For a while, they had that, like, injunctions or like gang units everywhere, and I feel like now you don't really see that much gang unit as much as before, dog.
Yeah, the law's more lenient now,
right?
Yeah, but a lot of people that didn't used to do it really are into it now,
right.
like, because now you have variety. Now you got all these Montana cans, like those ones that spray the whole wall at once.
Yeah,
like we weren't up on that back then. Like,
yeah. I used to have to jack the dollar cans from Walmart and shit or Home Depot, and then half of them would be fucked up, using the stock tips all fucked up and shit. Now you got, like you said, you got choices.
Yeah, that was the main. Everybody's in every area, every city. That was their main go-to, the Home Depot.
Yeah. You did mention you went to camp. How was your experience at camp?
I was at Kilpatrick where they did the movie, the Great Iron Gang or whatever, with The Rock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there in 2011.
You saw that fool there? Or what?
Nah, they moved. Right? I'm like, what up, The Rock? So yeah, I was there for like 7 months, and it was up in the hills in Malibu. I've never been to Malibu before that.
Yeah.
And fun story about right there about Kilpatrick. One time it was Thanksgiving 2011, and they took us to this church, like white people church or whatever, like predominantly white church in the hills. And I was already like, damn, man, they're taking us with a bunch of rich old white people, like, to hang out with them for Thanksgiving. Like, that's kind of like awkward,
Right.
And to make it worse, you're gonna die laughing right now. You be like, what the hell? I didn't even want to get off the van. I'm like, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Like, when we got there, they gave us trash bags to clean before we
what?
Yeah, and I was like, man, what kind of shit is this? Like, hell no. Like, I don't even, first of all, I don't want to be here. And now we gotta, like, show up like
help?
cleaning guys, like the help, like maids and shit. Like what the hell?
That's
I didn't want.
up.
I was like, I ain't getting off. Like you take me back to whatever, to the camp.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, you gotta get off, man. Like we're already here. I was like, man, it's so embarrassing, bro. Like they gave us a trash bag, so we went and took out. I guess they were emptying out like a storage room they had, and we went to go put stuff in the bag and took it out or whatever. I was just mad the whole time, man. I was like, and that was the most I ate in a long time too, because in juvenile hall and camps you don't get store or whatever like in jail and like in county, like there's no such thing as store. So the best you could get is like you save like some crackers or something like from lunch.
So you have to eat whatever they give you and that's it.
Yeah, so if you might double up a plate and save the plate, and you're not supposed to have food, so you gotta hide it, So don't go to jail, kids, because you ain't gonna eat shit.
Yeah, it's just not as cool as it looks in the movies, huh?
No, man. And it's off the chain because there ain't no rules right there in juvie, because you're with a bunch of kids and doing kid shit.
And then everyone's trying to be as badder and top each other, right?
Yeah.
Just who can get some more trouble.
And everybody's trying to bully everybody, and you got to stand your ground. And, for those that do go there or are in the process of you're in some trouble right now and you're scared or something because, you got some legal stuff going on, just, be... stand up for yourself and stand your ground, and that's it.
Well, with that experience and you came out, did it scare you straight? Or you still came out and fucked around?
Oh no, man, I came out worse. I was like, man, I already did that. Like, I'm good to go. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
And that was bad mentality, man. Because the biggest fears that you have are of the not knowing, or when you're not in the know.
Right.
Of whatever you don't know. Once you know, you don't care no more. You know? So, yeah. So I did there. I was there at Kilpatrick. So went down for the 2 armed robberies. It was the dumbest thing in the world. They tracked the phones that we took from the dudes or whatever, and they ended up. I don't know how they pinpointed the location, but they ended up on the block. We were posted. They took pictures of us. They showed them to the witnesses, to the victims, and they're like, "Yeah, it was him and him." And so for the young people or whatever, watching this, even if you have nothing to do with it, you could be caught in a crossfire.
Okay, so there are some fools that didn't do shit and got locked up.
Oh yeah, so one of my cousins that was with us, he wasn't even there that day, and they took him down too.
Damn.
And he went to trial all the way to the end, to the very last day.
And what happened?
And I felt bad for him, so I was like, man, I took all the blame. I was like, hey, it was me, and it was me by myself. I told him and his lawyer, in front of his lawyer, and I told my lawyer, hey man, it was just me there, like that's it, like letting you know it was me and it was me by myself. They're like, well, that's not gonna work because the victim saying it was for you guys or something like that. And I was like, well, they're lying, it was just me, because I felt bad for him because he had nothing to do with it,
right?
And he wasn't even there.
So what happened? He still got locked up?
Yeah, he still had to go to trial. He beat it. He beat trial.
Oh shit!
They gave him the benefit of the doubt. That's what it's called. And because they couldn't prove, you had to place him at the scene, and the victims kept saying it was him, but they thought it was this other person, So
the people you guys robbed, were they like Mexicans, white people? Who'd you guys rob?
I have no idea. They were like those Mexicans that look white, or those whites that look Mexican. Like one of them, their name was Stanley. So like,
oh fuck,
what kind of dude's name is Stanley? Like, is he Mexican or is he white? I can't tell. Like Stanley.
That's fucked up, dog.
Yeah, so
that kind of thing that you guys were doing kind of set you on this path of like ending up like kind of like going to jail a lot, right?
Oh yeah, man. From there it was all gas, no brakes. All hell broke loose and stuff because now we were stuck in a system and with the probation and all that, and it was my first time, so they just gave me the probation like for 4 years and the house arrest and the camp and all that. I ended up violating. That's when I went to Kilpatrick. And so I went in 2010 to regular juvie. I've been to all the juvies, LP, Silmar, Central, That was all in 2010. And from there, I hit camp in 2011. And from 2011, I got out. I was out like 6 months, went straight to the county from there.
You're already 18.
Yep. As soon as I turned 18, I was 18 for like a good 8 months, something like that, and then went straight to the county. It turned into 2012, and November 2012. That's when I caught I got busted right here at Southgate Park. Um, it was a crazy story, man. So I was at my cousin's. He lived in right down MLK and Atlantic.
Okay.
So right down Shirley. I was coming from Shirley. I had just picked up some stuff that he gave me, make some little money or whatever. And I'm headed out, and I was in a G ride for like 3 days in the same G ride, which that was the mess up right there, like you can't have a car for no more than a day, And I had it for 3 days, and I got too comfortable, and I went to his pad. I got super stoned with him or whatever. I got faded, drank a couple of Tollies or whatever, Modelos. And I was telling him, I had a feeling. I was like, hey, fool, like, drop me off right here at I don't know, where Pepe's Pollos is? Right here on the Atlantic.
Where at? Oh, it's close to the 105 that way? Más pa' acá?
Yeah. There's a little chicken spot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bus stop right there. I'm like, hey, fool, drop me off at the bus stop right there at the chicken spot. He's like, oh, fool, you're tripping. Like, you're just high, fool, you're paranoid. I'm like, fool, like, he had just gave me the stuff, I'm like, fool, I don't want to drive in the stolen whip with this shit, like, it's burnt out. Like, I've had it for 3 days already. And it's late, too. It's probably, like, 11. I was like, man, fool, you tripping. Like, you're just paranoid. I'm like, fool, all right, whatever, fool. So I leave. I start driving towards this way, towards Southgate, towards Tweedy. And next thing you know, I look to my right. I'm passing, like, the little streets, like, coming from Shirley. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's the cross street. It's the one next to, like, in between Atlantic and Abbott, I guess. No, Atlantic and State, I guess. So I come in, and long story short, I look and I see the Hura, like, just flashes lights at me, like, bright as fuck. And I'm like, what the fuck? I think I was so high, fool. I was driving like fucking 5 miles per hour. I think that's probably why he must have pulled me over. He's like, what's up with this, fool, Mm-hmm. And yeah, he got behind me, and from all the way from Shirley, I just fucking took off. I did the dash, and then got in a little, like, 2-3 minute pursuit, and
You're running?
Nah, in the whip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was smashing out, and then fucking going in circles trying to get back to Atlantic. And I see one chopper, right? One helicopter or whatever, and then I see another one. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is there two? Like, oh man, like something's going on, like, why is there two? And I guess one was the news.
Oh shit.
Yeah, one was the news, and the other one was the sheriffs, or right there, the Linwood sheriffs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so my fucking game plan. It was cool if we cuss, right?
Yeah.
Like just the F word.
Yeah, you're good.
My game plan was I was gonna stop at the park and pretend I was one of those joggers. You know how the people be jogging. That was my note. I swear, the whole time I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna just hit the park food and I'm gonna get off booking it, and I'm gonna pretend like I'm a jogger or whatever. And they didn't even give me the chance for that. They blocked me in as soon as I got in the parking lot. And these Southgate sheriffs, they have the tendency, and like they're known for, like, being shooting fools and shit, So I was like, fuck that, these fools are gonna pop me, I was like, I just gave it up. So yeah, they took me in right there. I'm like, man, I'm good, fool. I'm like, I just turned 18. My record just cleared. You know how they say once you turn 18, your record clears or whatever, right?
Seals or whatever.
Yeah, your adult record. Well, so I'm thinking like, man, I'm good. It's just it's just a car. They found the periques, but it wasn't that much. So I'm like, man, I should be good. And so in order for me not to get, there was, I think, a Prop 36 or Prop something. Like, if you get caught with drugs or doing drugs or something like that, they give you that Prop 36 or Prop some shit it was, and let you out. So they didn't report it at the station, so I wouldn't get it. Mm-hmm. But that was the least of my problems. My problems were, I was at the Linwood station. A lawyer come see me, and he's like, hey man, so you're facing 25 to life or whatever, right? And I start laughing, busting up, like, man, what the fuck, like, you stupid,
Yeah.
like what the fuck,
for a
like,
G-ride?
Yeah, like, for a car, like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh no, man, like, you have 2 strikes or whatever, right? And I'm like, 2 strikes? Like, I don't have no strikes, Like, he's like, yeah, they're right here. It's like when you were the armed robberies you did or whatever, like 2 years ago or some shit. I was like, yeah, but I'm an adult now, like, I just turned 18. Like, he's like, nah, well, strikes, like, they count as adult strikes too.
Damn.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, no. Like, he's like, yeah, man. He said, but I'm like, well, look, man, you got to look it up because there's no way. Like, how I was 16. He's like, yeah, but I don't know if I guess it's a California thing or I don't know what, but he said that if you get juvenile strikes, they still count as an adult. I don't know for how long. I think it's a certain time period.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, go look it up, man, and let me know. And she's like, yeah, I'll be back. I'll come see you. So we go. They take me to the county, take me to MCJ. You know, it's dirty as fuck. Like you know, millions of people have told the stories already how dirty it is right there. It's nasty, man. It's like it's probably worse than the TJ jail, man.
And they even show you pictures on the wall of who's getting scab infections and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, so I'm right there at MCJ and downtown Men's Central Jail, waiting for the lawyer to come hit me up and see what's up. And he comes by and he's like, yeah, man, they pulled me out. He's like, hey, I got bad news, you know, like, yeah, like you do have the 2 strikes. He's like, but I got good news too. He's like, turning, what is it, 20, this was in 2012, so turning into 2013, they said January, there's going to be a law that goes into effect that all those dudes that got life for stealing like bubble gum and shit like that and like stupid shit, they changed the law. You can't get your 3rd strike on a non-violent crime. So it has to be a violent crime, your 3rd one.
Oh, sick.
So it's like your shit is non-violent. It's like a car, you know, and the stuff. But they didn't even put the stuff, like I said, you know. And so yeah, he's like, yeah, so you gotta wait till January, you know. We can't do nothing yet, so we'll see what they offer you in January. I'm like,
so you gotta stay in there till
so
January.
The whole time from like, it was like a good, November, December, and January, like it was basically fighting life, you know?
Yeah.
And the whole time I thought, it was basically I was fighting life till he came and told me like, hey, you know, this law is coming into effect, so you're good. And yeah, man, a lot of people got out. People that done 25 years, 30 years got out. People that stole like for petty theft and shit that got life for that. They all got out.
Fucking but you got out like right away or you had a plea?
Oh nah, hell nah. They still gave me fucking like 3 years. Yeah. They gave me 32 months, man.
So you after that you took a deal? You took a deal, right? Cause
so they're like, hey, so they can't strike you out, right? But they still count. You know, the 2 strikes still count. So not only can you not get halftime like everybody else, like everybody gets 50% and 35% and all that. Like, nah, you can't do that. You got to get 85. You're gonna get 85 because of the 2 strikes, and it's still double up because each strike doubles up your time.
Damn.
So yeah, they gave me the 32 months, and after that, I did the 2 years and 6 months. So like 2 years and a half. And it was crazy, man. Like, I was so pissed off, bro. I was like, all this for a fucking car, bro. Like, I got homies that did like 2 days for a G ride, you know. And yeah, I didn't learn my lesson yet, you know. But yeah, I thought I did. I was like, oh man, I'm never coming back. Like, what if I would have got in a bar fight? I would have been done.
Facts.
You know, like what if I like bust somebody's head with a beer bottle and that's it? I'm gone.
Yeah.
3rd strike, gonzos.
Well, I think a lot of fools forget that if you get down with somebody and you really fuck them up, dog, you're gonna go down.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna go down for
GBI,
some time.
great bodily injury.
And you're fucked, dog. So a lot of fools are always like, "Oh, squabble, let's get down." But I'm like, dude, sometimes if you hit somebody the right way, dog, they're you and them, they're fucked.
Yeah, or manslaughter too. You
Facts.
know, you kill them, you manslaughter. It's for overall a little bar fight.
Yeah.
And so I got lucky, man. Like, I didn't know I had the strikes. I didn't know. So just imagine I would have like cracked somebody in the head in the bar or something, you know, with the bottle or some shit.
Yeah, low key.
Yeah.
Some might even say you got lucky that you didn't do some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Head to prison, right?
From there, I go straight to the pen, man. I go to Delano, 18 years old, man. Delano.
When you were in there, dog, was there a lot of other 18-year-olds, or you feel like you were the only one?
Well, it was only me and one other person.
Okay.
And with some homie from 18.
And what was that? What was that? Do you remember what he was in there for?
He was going to level 4. He was there for like shooting somebody.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, like me, I was chilling, but then I was like, man, I'm here for a fucking G ride, bro. Like, for a fucking car. Like now, and then like, so now this is not the end of the hell. Like, I got the 2 strikes, so anything I do in there, I'm gonna get doubled up, or I'm gonna get another fucking, or I might get life.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was in there, man, I made it out. Never did no funny shit, you know. I still put in work and everything, and like I made it. I made it without having to get life, you know.
That's what's up. That was something that you were thinking about all the time?
Yeah, man. Eventually, after like the first year, made up my mind. Like I'm not coming out. Like I might as well just mentally prepare myself. This is my new home. I literally accepted it. Like this is my new home, you know. And I was 18, bro, and I was damn, bro. I didn't get to experience shit.
Right.
You know, I only had like at the time I've only had like 3 girlfriends. You know, like I'm like fuck, I didn't get nothing.
Yeah. Not even like
You know, I ain't put in no like I didn't get it in like that. You know.
Yeah, like real party, like turn 21, go buy a beer, shit like
Yeah,
that.
I didn't
go
get
to
it
party.
in. Like, oh, I've only had 3 girlfriends. Like, fuck.
That's what you thought about the most?
Yeah, I was like, and y'all gonna laugh with this one. Like, this was a good one. This is a good one. So they asked me like, hey, after the whole 2.5, what's the most number one thing you craved after the whole 2.5 years? Like,
Yeah.
number one like thing, and I was like, it was 2 things, man. It's 3, right? But my main 2, I always said 2, an horchata and a Nas balloon.
Damn.
You know, it's like that's it. Like they're like no pussy. I'm like yeah, fool, but like I've only had like 3 girls, you know.
That horchata and Nas combination is crazy.
Yeah,
my boy.
they asked me what's the number one thing. I was like, there's 2 things. There's 3. I said a Kush blunt, 2, but my main 2 is an horchata and a Nas balloon.
You're doing Nas a lot. You're
That
heavy.
was like my craving, fool. Like I crave that.
Yeah.
You know.
But you were in there, you ran into some homies, no?
Yeah, hell yeah. I ran into homies I knew from the streets, you know, homies that in my same situation that had the 2 strikes, you know, they didn't know they had strikes because they don't tell you. So when they gave me the 2 strikes, they didn't tell me. They just told me, sign this paper, you're gonna get probation.
Oh, when you were a little kid, when you were
when I was
minor.
16, you know, they're like, it's your first time, sign this paper, you're gonna get probation. And I was like, oh, I'm good. I had no idea. So for people that don't know, any violent crime is an automatic strike.
Yeah.
You can't, I don't know, maybe if you're an adult, you might be able to fight it. But as a juvenile, it was a mandatory strike, like home invasions, burglaries, assaults or whatever, shootings and armed robberies. It's all automatic strikes.
It's fucking wild, dog.
There's a lot of dudes right now that didn't know, like me, and they're still in there right now, you know? It sucks.
You ran into Bozo, no, and Jay, because you're
Oh
saying
yeah,
that you know them.
when I was already like 19 by then, so I ran into Bozo and the homie Bams. Shout out Bozo and Bams.
Yeah, shout out to the homies.
Over in the pin, and solid ass homies though. Like never no funny shit even from in there till out here till what was that 2013?
Yep.
We're in 2024. Was that 11 years later? Never nothing funny though. Not the same I could say about other people, but you know, yeah, man. Like
It is what it is. Huh?
I'm proud of homies that that have gone through the same shit I've gone through or worse, or that have gone just through a lot of hardship and still have the drive in them and the ambition to make something of themselves.
Yeah, stay solid.
Yeah, it's what it's about. It's bettering ourselves.
So then you got out of prison. Then what happened?
Yeah, so I did the 2.5. I got out. I was 20, and I was right about to turn. Well, I turned 21 out in the streets, and I was out for like another I was out for like a good 6 months or 7 months, and then went right back. And this time I went to the feds, the federal.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I upgraded. I graduated.
What'd you get locked up for this time?
Oh man, so my homie, he was involved with some heavy shit, and he had tail. So a tail means like he had like
Under surveillance.
Yeah, he was under surveillance. He was being followed and all that. Started getting involved like with the heats, with the things. So I had him, I had some, he had some, and we would move him around and stuff. And eventually, it came back to us. I got set up. The fucking. By the government, federal agent or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude was wearing a camera on his shirt. He had a camera inside his car and his GPS, like a fake GPS monitor. He had a camera there. Took us for a ride, man. They came down like 6 months later after the transaction. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know what was going on. So that was another hell of a ride. I was like, man, I already went through this 2 strike situation. I fought life for 3 months, Now I'm really never going to get out, because I don't know what the feds are or nothing. They raided the pad right there on Live Oak. They came in like 15 deep, ATF.
Damn.
And ATF and FBI, they came in and knocked the door down and everything. They didn't even asked to come in or nothing. Made a big ass scene at 5 a.m. Fucking brought out fucking everybody in their boxers and shit. I wasn't there. I was waiting for my cousin. I was giving him a ride. I was right there. I think it's like Maywood, right there on Slauson, and like before you cross the bridge, right there into BG.
Okay.
I was waiting for him to pick him up from work to give him a ride to the pad, and my sister calls me, oh, what did you do? Like, what did you care? like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, man, the SWAT's here and this and that. I'm like, the SWAT? Like, what the fuck? Like, SWAT only goes in hostage situations.
Yeah.
You know, they don't just go and raid your pad like that. I hit up the homies over there, like, hey, who was it or what? Like, oh, they had letters on their vest or whatever. Like, it was ATF and FBI, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh, what the fuck, like, it's over. Like, it's over.
So what'd you do?
And so this is the transaction, fool.
No, but like,
Heats.
were you went on the run or you went back
No,
home?
so I was up on East, fool. I think it was the very next day. I fucking ran into Little Easy, fool, at the donut, the big donut. I know you guys seen where they did not in Inglewood, the one in Compton. Yeah, where they did the grupo, did that
on a laundry.
Yeah, the grupo. That's my stomping grounds right there. That's my hood. Like,
right
not exactly there. That's my cousin's hood where the donut's at.
Yeah.
That's his hood. But we're like a block or two next from right there, from Atlantic. Right there, I don't know if you've seen a grupo, the Los Desvelados. They just did a little free concert right there. It was like 15 minutes and they shut it down.
Oh, I think I did see it. They were on top of the roof.
Yeah, and they shut it down. Yeah, like 15 minutes. So yeah, so I seen Little Easy right there at the donut. It's right there flicking it up right there. Like, man, fool, my shit just got raided. like yesterday, I'm right here chilling, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was on my way to the knock spot, and they pulled me over, regular pull over. I was happy as fuck, you know. I just had a little $4. I just got a little $4. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm going to the knock spot, and they're like, hey, man, you have a federal warrant. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? You know? I was like, I have no idea what that is. So he's like, oh, yeah, like, something tough, man, something serious.
Yeah.
They take me to Lingua Station. I hate that place, man. I've been there so many times. I've been to this station right here, too, Southgate Station, like 4 times already, too. So I'm right there at the Lingua Station, and they're telling me, oh, you don't have nothing pending here, like nothing with the county, nothing with the state. You're going, like, you have a federal warrant out of Arizona. And I'm like, well, Arizona? Like, I've never been to Arizona. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
you know, like, that's out. And then my dad lives in Phoenix, so I'm like, man, this fool probably got, like, because I don't know his legal status still, you know, so I'm like, man, this fool probably use my name and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because we haven't talked in a minute since I was in the pen, so I don't know if he already fixed his legal status or not. So I'm like, man, this fool probably got, you know, busted or something, and he over there using my name and shit. So long story short, man, yeah, I'm in there, and they're like, yeah, you got a federal warrant out of Phoenix. The whole time up to the time they came to get me, it was Arizona. You're going to Arizona. You're going to Arizona. I was like, man, I've never been there. Like, that's out. I go back to the county. I go to Wayside, Supermax. That's where I always go. Never really gone to East Max or Medium South or whatever they say that shit is. I always go to the 700s, 600s, or the 800s, you know. And I was over there in Supermax, and I had my high night calling, like, hey, call all these fools in, like, the station. Call everywhere. Call the jail. Tell them where the hell am I supposed to, like, what's going on? Like, because they're not telling me nothing. They're just saying you're going to Arizona. Like, I think that's bullshit. And she's like, yeah, they keep the Bell's bondsman. Everybody said it. Oh, yeah, he's going to Arizona. And at the end, they came, and they're like, yeah, they got 30 days to pick you up. If they don't pick you up, we're going to release you.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, I'm over there stressed out. Like, it's over. You know, like, it's game over. It could be anything, you know. I didn't even know what it was for. So they came to get me, and they rearrested me. Like they did that for Crate Mac. They rearrest you. Like they release you from the county custody, and then the feds get you, or the marshals. They come and get me, and these fools are like...
But like they arrest you while you're still inside the county.
Oh, yeah. They take you down to the tanks in MCJ. We're at the tanks in MCJ. They put your hands behind your back, this and that. Are you whoop-de-whoop? Yes, this, yes. All right, let's go. So I'm like, all right, hey, man, like they don't want to tell me where am I going. He said, are you going across the street, like, to MDC? MDC is a federal building.
That big-ass one.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, like, what the fuck? Like, I've never been there or whatever. I never even heard it. I didn't even know the feds. Bro, I did 2.5 years, and I didn't even know the feds existed.
Oh, shit, at all?
At all. Like, I've heard, like, fools that are, oh, I've been to the feds, like, but I didn't even know it was a whole entity. Like,
yeah, it's whole
their
thing.
own jail, their own prisons, their own everything, you know? Their own courts. Like, I didn't know none of that. So they picked me up, take me over there to MDC, and as soon as I get there, they already knew everything. I was the last one to get hit. It was 11 of us in our case. And an indictment is called an indictment. And I was the last one to get hit. There's probably like one other person on the run or whatever. I don't know, for some reason they didn't ask me shit. Like they, I guess, knew everything already, because that's in the feds. It's the opposite from the state or the county, where they say, oh, you know how they say you're innocent till proven guilty?
Right.
In the feds, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Like they already had all the shit on you.
Yeah, they have videos, pictures, and everything. So when they get you, it's for a reason. Like they have a conviction or a case for sure.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. There's fools that get caught up in the mix, like over some dumb shit. Like, oh, he called this fool and this fool called this fool. You know, and just by over a phone call. Phone call carries 4 years. You could be taken down for a phone call. And that's how they work. And they work with some shit called ghost dope. So you can actually not get busted with the actual amount or selling it or nothing. Like just for saying, oh, I have this much and this and that. Like it's called ghost dope, and they'll hit you with that and give you time. So yeah, man. I get in there. I'm in the tanks. My lawyer comes sees me. I got a paid lawyer. He's like, hey, man, you know, they just I was talking to the DA and everything, like, so who's this dude? You know, like my homie that got me caught up in the mix, the one that had the tail and everything. And I was like, man, I have no idea who that is. Like, I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Matter of fact, I got the wrong person. Like I need to look up some identity theft or some shit, because like I never been to Arizona. Right. This and that. And they're like, oh no, they're just bullshitting about that. So they weren't like mess with the case. Like, you're not going to Arizona. You have nothing pending in Arizona. I was like, all right, well, I don't know, man. You got the wrong person. They're like, yeah, you sure? Because we got pictures and videos of you. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I'm serious. Like,
your lawyer said that?
Yeah. And he's like that's what they got. And I was like, well, I wanna see them, because y'all tripping, man. You know, like they fucking stole my identity or something, you know. And so yeah, it's a long process in the feds, man. Like in the county, you know, you got dudes that come in and out every day. And there you get like one new person a month type shit.
Damn.
Because it's indictments, you know. Like it's not just average Joe just pulls up like nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So right there, man, and he's like, all right, you sure you don't know this person, this and that? I couldn't, let's say, he was asking me about my homie, right? Let's say if I didn't say shit, but like, yeah, that's my homie, and, you know, like, what about him, you know? Like, just by saying that I know him, that's incrimination, fool. Like, that's conspiracy, because you know him. So that's enough for them, I guess, to be like, oh, you know him, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, no, I don't know shit. I don't know nobody. And so that helped me out, bro. Like, that, it could have fucked me. Even if I would have not said shit, but like, yeah, man, like, that's the homie, but we never done nothing, you know? Or we never kicked it or whatever. So he goes in there, he talks to the DA, comes by. He's like, hey, man, I got good news and I got bad news. Bad news, you're not going nowhere. And nowhere soon. But good news, they dropped the conspiracy charge, because you know you don't know shit, and you don't know this fool. I was like, what the fuck? Like, so if I would have been like, yeah, that's my homie, but we never did shit. They're like, oh yeah, then that's it. He knows him, and they did it, you know. And so they dropped the conspiracy, and yeah, so they just had me for the selling the things, you know, and yeah, fucking.
How much time they give you for that?
The 2 years, you know.
And you did the whole 2 years.
Is 85, so I did like what? Of the 85%, I ended up doing like 20 months, 21 months or something like that.
And how is it different as far as like, you know, how fools get along in there, or like how the food, or like what's the difference between like regular prison and then federal prison?
It's a lot different, a big difference, you know. Like, and that's one thing, like in these podcasts and shit, like you see fools talk about it, but they never really get to the details or shit like that. Like I was in downtown LA, fool, like in the main federal building, like that's like the main feds, fool, you know. I was there, and I've been in the LA County, so it's like the main county for like everywhere in SoCal, you know. Like all the other counties, fool, like it's like holding tanks and shit, like what is it, Lingua Station? You know how it has a city jail?
Yeah.
So all the other places are like city jails. They're not like an actual full blown implemented
facility,
implemented get down, you know, like implemented.
I see what you're saying.
You know, so that's like the hubs, you know. It's like the hubs. It's a lot of like little intricate details as far as, you know, in the feds, they have MP3s. Like what the fuck? Like,
like to listen to music.
Yeah, like at that time, this was I got there 2015. So at that time in the state, they didn't have MP3s and tablets and shit like that. And the feds, I don't know if they have tablets now, but we had MP3s.
Okay.
And we could download music on the computers and shit, and then email our people and shit.
Oh, fuck.
And in the state, you couldn't do that. And then
you could be on the internet.
Oh nah, you could just email. You could just email like directly. Like
It's like a
you
computer?
sign into your email, and then you email your peeps, and it takes like 30 minutes to get to them because they have to screen it and read it.
So it's like a computer or whatever, but it only could do like
It's a full blown
basic
desktop. Shit. It's like a desktop with an old ass desktop with an old ass
keyboard and shit.
With an old ass hard drive and shit. And they have 3, and then we each have our one. You know. Then the phones, like you get to call home, but you only get like. I'm not exactly sure because it's been a little while. I've been, partying and shit, but but it was like 100 minutes or some shit per month.
Oh,
so once your minutes run up, that's it. And I remember, I don't want to do the math right now, but you could only do a 15-minute call per day.
Damn.
That's what it amounted accumulated for the month's worth.
It's like 5 days.
So it's like how many, like 130 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and once your minutes are done, you're done. Like you can't call nobody. You gotta wait till your shit resets in the beginning of the month.
When you were making calls, who were you calling? What were you guys talking about?
Shit, the high nows and shit. Hell yeah, I had high nows pulling up outside of the building. You seen on the IG how fools be doing like the little barbecues and shit outside?
Yeah.
I had a different high nows pulling up. And the homie's like, "Hey, fool, bring one for me." Like, I want to say, like, let me look at her, how she look. Yeah, so.
But is it like, as far as like, is it, how county jail's pretty fucked up and dirty? Like, it's probably the dirtiest place, like you said. But like the feds is like super clean.
Yeah,
like,
so
nice.
the federal holding, like the federal county, if you would like basically technically what it is, the federal county. It's not a county, obviously. It's like the federal county.
The central jail.
MDC is the federal county. It's across the street from MCJ.
Right.
And so yeah, like everything's nicer, like brand new paint. The cells are freshly painted. They paint them like every 2 years. Big ass lockers, big ass cells. They wax you wax your floors.
I remember when I was in the county jail for a little bit before I went to Wayside, where they put us in like the cell. Yeah. And that shit, they closed it. And I was like, this is like the movies. That's old. Like the paint's rusting off. Yeah, it's a dungeon.
Straight
dog.
Dungeon.
It's fucked up in there, dog.
Yeah, that's all bad, fool. Like. Fuck that. Like you be in there all like, oh my god, like straight fucking Legend of Zelda and Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, fucking medieval shit, dog.
Yeah, it's super medieval, fool. Like, yeah.
Damn, and yeah, so tell me more about the
feds. So in the feds, food is all clean. It's all like, the food is, you could say better food, but you got foods that are all super delicados, food, that are like, oh my god, like, food, they would feed us diabetic cereal, food, every morning. So in the county, food, in the mornings you get regular Fruit Loops,
Frosted Flakes,
regular shit,
Raisin Bran,
right, with the little cake, food.
Yeah.
Over here you got these like super fucking high maintenance fucking
dietary restrictions.
People, food, like Jews and shit that say, oh, we don't eat this and we don't eat that. And I fuck it up for everybody, fool. Like, giving us diabetic sugar. Cereal, fool. Like the cereal was like a little tiny tray, fool, like that, and it was literally diabetic cereal, fool.
No
like,
sugar, and
no
shit.
Sugar, and it was like that Raisin Bran shit, but with no raisins. And the cake, the little cake, fool, was a little tiny cake, fool, and the fucking milk was like 0% milk, fool.
Damn.
Like powdered milk and shit.
All bad.
Yeah, so that was what sucked. And
you supposed to get store in there?
Yeah, we get store.
What about the store? The store is better than the county?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, it's about the same. You get the little chips and the
off-brand hot Cheetos,
pork rinds and shit. Yeah,
everything's off-brand.
Everything's off-brand. So yeah, and the other thing is, so like over here, you could, like, if your shit's broken, like in the cell or something, like you put it in the email. You be like, hey, my shit's not working, bro. You gotta fix it, and they fix it.
Oh shit.
Sometimes it take a while, but in the county, you ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm not.
Especially not on the computer, like typing it in, like, oh yeah, I need to fix my faucet,
What about TVs? You got TVs in there?
Yeah, you got flat screens and shit, and it's cool, man.
Would you say like you the time went by faster because of all that nicer shit, or it was kind of like reminding you?
That was
of
cool.
The outside?
Yeah, it was more laid back too, because you don't have a lot of burnt out foods like that in the feds, food. Like
you do, or you don't.
You don't.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a lot of burnt out foods. Like usually you gotta not have a brain to commit a crime, like a higher standard crime or whatever.
Like white collar crimes.
You know how they be like, oh, it's all blue collar crime or white collar crime or shit like that. Yeah, so you don't have that many burnt out fools.
Like,
so
like smokers and shit.
Yeah,
tweakers.
so it's like it's more chill food. It's more chill, and you get once in a while you get those foods that are just lit as fuck. Like that you get a lot of fools that steal mail. It's a federal crime, fool, to steal mail. So fools that be lit as fuck, like all night just stealing mail. But they'll be hitting, fool. They'll be finding all kinds of checks and all kinds of shit, you know.
Yeah.
Doing the little scam shit.
So then you came out after the 2 years. How old were you when you came out?
Turning 23 or some shit like that.
Damn,
So
I did the 20.
I did the 21 after 24. And they sent me to the halfway house because by law or some shit like that, you have to go to a halfway house. Like, you can't just go directly into society, supposedly. Like, oh, this is a re-entry into society place.
So how's the halfway house? What did they
I
have
was
you do?
pissed, fool, because I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, I already did this time, fool. Like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, you have to go. Like, it's by the law or some shit. I was pissed, fool, and I started working at Lakewood Mall at that time.
We're doing what? Where at?
Fucking sweeping.
Oh, like a janitor?
Yeah, sweeping right there at Lakewood Mall, fool, and
That was before they fixed it up, or it was still kind of
I'm
fucked
gonna check out
up?
the Hainas.
Hey, the mall's not a bad place to work at, my boy.
Yeah, I was getting numbers, fool, left and right. And
But you have to go home every night to that place.
yeah, you have to go back, fool. And
Where was the halfway house at?
Watts, fool. So, yeah, straight fucking gunshots every night type shit, fool. Like, I was pissed off. I was telling because you have like a counselor in there,
Right.
and I was like, hey man, the one that works your file, I was like, can I just go straight home? She's like, no, it's federal some shit policy. You have to go to a halfway house.
For how
I'm
long?
like, well, how long? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, fuck it, you know, like, because it's like time deducted, like, you menos tiempo that you have to be in there. And she's like, oh, well, you're only getting 30 days. Not even that, for like 28 days. I'm
That's
like, what
not
the
bad.
fuck? Like, man, I could get those 28 days and shove them up your ass. Like what the fuck? Like, that's our fool. Like, other people get like 3 months to 6 months and shit, you know?
So you survived that shit.
Yeah, man. And winter that right there. So I ended up going to Victorville from the downtown.
Okay.
So Victorville is like probably like in the top 3 of the whole USA, fool, the most active. You know,
shit.
like fucking
Wild
fools
West.
dying and shit. Like, yeah, all up in the desert. Like, and I'm like, fool, like, already, like, I was fit, fool, and I was into my workout shit.
Yeah.
But having to work out in like 100-degree weather, fool, I'm like, god damn, fool, like, and then homies, you know, like couple homies from my neighborhood and my area, you know, carrilla, like echando carrilla, or like, hey, fool, like, don't work out in the shade, fool, work out in the sun, like what the fuck, fool, like, fool, like, it's not that serious, fool, like, I could work out in the shade, fool, like, relax. He's like, nah, fool, like, we working on the sun, homie, like, damn, fool, like, chill out, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking 1,000 degrees and shit right there, doing burpees from the sun.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. So, yeah, I was there. That shit was a whole different world, fool, from like state prison, fool. Cause, so in state prison, fool, they do food drives. So like, they'll come, and depending, like, I think even I've never been to a level 4 or nothing, fool, but depending, I'm pretty sure in the level 4s they do them too, cause they do them in most prisons, food drives. They see Carl's Jr. and Domino's and shit. You go order it on the store fucking thing, and they'll bring it.
Shit,
fool.
dog.
Yeah, fools will get like 10 sodas and shit and like be chilling, fool, you know?
You know what? The homie the other day asked me I sent him some money and shit.
Yeah.
Then he sent me pictures like, oh, thank you, dog, because of you and the homies. Like, look at what I'm going to eat. And I saw like pizza and shit. I'm like, how the fuck you get pizza, dog?
Yeah. So in the feds, fool, they don't have that. And they don't have packages.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, so I'm like, I asked, you know, one of the homies, like, hey, fool, like, what's up with that? Like,
Yeah.
how come they don't do it? Because he's been down for a minute. He's knows a lot and knows what's up with a lot of the inner
Workings.
details and of fucking how they work shit.
Yeah,
And he's like, oh, because he's like, how do you punish someone that has it all? Because you know it's millionaires from the feds.
Oh,
It's like,
you take away the
yeah,
luxuries.
you take away the luxuries, fool. So there's no packages, fool, and there's no food drives, you know, and there's no phones either. Like, you know, where I had like 2 phones and fucking a pillow of tobacco, fool, like this and shit, you know, chilling. Yeah, fool, and that was a little differences right there, and pretty much about that, it's almost the same, fool, you know, like as far as, you know, how so stuff goes and shit.
Then you got out. Then what happened when you got out?
So I got out, so I went to Victorville. I was in Victorville chilling.
Oh, you got out and you went to go live in Victorville when you were...
No, to the Victorville pen, fool, like the federal pen.
Okay.
So from the downtown LA,
That's where you were in the pen in Victorville. And
Yeah.
then from there you went to the halfway house.
from there I went to the halfway house in Watts, and from there I got out, fool, and then I was like, all right, I'm from to start rapping, fool. Like, I see all these fools, like, I'm not the best rapper, fool, and I could get better, you know?
Right, yeah.
And I'm gonna get better.
Of course.
But now it's just like fools are just talking on the beat, fool. You know, no flow, no lyrics. And I got flow and lyrics, fool, you know? I might not have the best voice or whatever, because that has a lot of to do with it too. Fools.
Yeah,
Like,
presentation and
yeah,
shit.
like if fools could have like a sick ass voice and say some bullshit, and it was all like, oh, that shit's hard.
Facts.
You know?
Because at the end of the day, your voice is like an instrument kind of.
Yeah. And then and with the thing with the engineers, fool, they know how to fuck with shit so bad, fool, that they can make you sound like different, fool. You know?
Yeah, you find a good
which
one.
is cool, but the ones I fucked with, they get down, fool. But you know, it's just I think it's not gonna work for me if I haven't found my main engineer that's
you got to lock in with somebody.
You know, like that's like I want that voice all the time. You know, because that's the thing. You know, it's I don't think you could go very far, like mismatching your the way you rap, you know, and the way your shit sounds. You know,
Facts.
it has to sound pretty much. You have to have your certain sound, like your own sound. You know.
So you came out and you wanted to rap right away and you got right into it?
Yeah, so I'll be writing rhymes and shit like when I was busted and shit like that, you know, just bored in the cell. And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get into it, man, because ain't nobody from my city like the Raza, you know, like there was that one fool, and no one, you know, say his name like that, but he's cool, you know, he's cool and shit. And it's just the way we not approach me, but he was like too desperate, fool. And I was like, fool, like you that's doesn't look good, fool. Especially you're over here networking and like meeting up with these other fools that are already known, and you're looking desperate, my boy. And like we're from Compton, fool. Like we're not like that, fool. You know, like we're the fucking the guys that have the fucking legends, rap legends. You know, we don't gotta prove shit. Like the only thing we do gotta do is rap good, fool. Because you can't be from Compton, fool, and not rap good.
Right.
You know. That we got Kendrick, fool. You know, we got Dre, we got Game. Like you gotta we get held at a higher standard, fool, as far as within the city, you know.
Hey, growing up in Compton, like fools were just using like, you know, saying the N word, just like regular. It was regular for you guys.
Oh yeah. So even since a kid, fool, like it was a normal thing. Like everybody said it, everybody around us said it. Like our black friends were like cool with it, and then everybody was cool with it. Like I trip out now because you know how it is now. Like everybody uses it, and it's like you got to know the meaning behind it too. You know, like especially like you're from an area that doesn't have black people and shit. You know, like they'll look at you funny because it's common sense. You know, like there's no black people in your city, so why are you using it like that?
Yeah.
Especially exaggeratedly. You know.
Yeah.
Like why are you using it so exaggeratedly? And with me, this doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is like fools from nice areas that use it. You know, it's like, all right, you have to have a reason to use it. For like, oh, I'm from the ghetto. You know, like
Yeah.
And that's the thing. What I was telling you about, you know, earlier is like not all people from that word came from. They're not all ghetto. You know, like you might have a black person from Pennsylvania or something, or like Aspen, Colorado, or random like Montana or something, because there's, you know, African Americans everywhere,
Right.
And they might not ever met a hood person or been in the hood or nothing, and they see a brown person just using it like that, and they're like, what the hell, you know, like that looks wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and they're the ones, you know, that had to deal with the stuff with that word, you know.
Yeah. Like,
You know,
like
the hardships and the
exactly.
and the ridicule, you know. Now that I'm older, I use it less. I just use it in my inner circle with the homies that do say it. Many reasons, because now I try to be more not like professional and all that, like
Just
because when my job, you know, like what I do or whatever, it's very known, like a stereotype, like, you know, fools that truck drive, they have like they got like a trucker mouth, you know.
Yeah, bad mouth.
Yeah, so it's not because I want to be more professional. I just like to carry myself a little better, you know, a little bit more grown, a little bit more sophisticated. So I'll just use it now within my inner circle. But I always keep in mind, like, now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, like this, like, you know, African American person, like in not even New York, you know, but let's say
Middle America.
yeah, like Oregon or something, and they're like, what the hell, you know, so with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So you made it through all that, and you got out, right? And you haven't been back since, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I've been out, and I've had little, hurdles and little humps and shit, but never no stay. Just be at the station a couple days and stuff like that. And I don't want to go back, bro. But if it comes to it, it comes to it. It's
Right.
like we can't really control nothing. Like especially out here, fool. Like I don't know if you noticed, but this is getting so populated out here. Is this areas that you know trouble's just around the way.
Yeah,
just
it's
around
like
the block.
a matter of time and percentages, right? And then it feels like over here where we live, like everyone's on top of each other, right? You're always running into people.
You could have a new neighbor to move in, fool. Like my homie over in Sacramento, he had a neighbor move in, fool. That fool was gonzos, like scream at the top of his lungs, "Hey, fuck you!" Blah, 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 to people passing by for no reason, fool.
Yeah.
And burnt out, like I don't know if I guess his mental health, fool, or some shit, but
yeah.
And he was be, woofing to the homie, fool, and I'm like, fool, you just hace una calentada, güey, se le quita, güey, just like you just knock that floor real quick, fool, like. But that's what it's gonna come with, fool. Like, what if he tells, what if the neighbors tell,
Yeah.
And it's crazy, fool. Like the other day, I just right here in downtown Long Beach at the 7-Eleven, fool, I had I don't know if it was a crackhead or what he was, fool, like trying to go out. Like he acted like he knew me, fool, and was trying to get on me, fool, like trying to press upon me, fool. And I was like, it was a 50-50 right here, fool. Like he's not hurting my pride, fool, and my like
there you go.
My ego, because like he's burnt out, fool. Like he doesn't know what he's doing,
Right.
He's not doing it intentionally, I guess, But then again, I was like, fool, when my ego was like, fool, I want to knock this floor right now.
You gotta
fool.
stand on business sometimes, but you gotta turn the other cheek. Which
And
is
I was
part
like,
of the
fool, at
hardest
the
thing to do.
7-Eleven, fool's like, there's cameras and there's all kinds of like people out here, like all it takes is one person. Oh yeah, they fought and they both going to jail.
And it's one.
You gotta pick or choose. I gotta choose my battles a little bit smarter now.
Facts. And then one thing that you always will find out eventually, because a lot of fools like, oh, don't snitch. Snitching is bad. But you find out that not everybody. There's a lot of snitches out there that'll straight up point you out.
Yeah, well,
shame.
the average citizen, fool, does
snitch you out.
They do it.
So like the
so
cops,
like that fool, he was like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Like that guy, he didn't really look like a hobo, fool. He didn't look like a homeless guy, but he looked like he was spaced out, fool. Like he was on something. He thought I think he confused me with someone else, fool. And he was on me, fool. Like, hey, homie, we need to talk, fool. We need to talk. I'm like, hey, fool, the fuck are you? Like you tripping, fool. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But I was gonna say, like, the cops are against you. The fucking regular people are against you. Like, the odds are against you. Like, being so like, not letting people disrespect you sometimes, it could be your downfall. You feel me? And it's better to see homies like you out instead of inside, especially now that you turned a different leaf and now you're becoming more positive, because regardless, some people might see this and be like, oh, this fool's glorifying or he's bragging, but it's really like your story. That's what it is. That's you went through that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty much, what I went through,
it is what it is. So like, and then now you've become a little bit more positive, right?
Yeah, so now, man, I've been trucking for 3 years, man, and for like the last, let's say it's been almost a year. It's been like 8 months, 9 months that I got my own company, man. And
that's right.
We're going to the top, man, little by little, and we'll get there. We're pretty soon. I got a certain strategy I want to do. I just want to I don't want to do this internet rap or like Instagram rap. Like I want like some legit, like full production, like some real shit, like. And it takes money, and I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to drop, pretty penny, but it's gonna be worth it, man. Because even if I don't hit or get popular, I don't want to be popular. I do it as a art form and as a hobby, and I like bringing what I visualize to life, So, and I've like the last two music videos I did, I directed them myself, and I put everything together myself. Now it's just dropping the bag.
And I think it's dope that you have a job that's funding your career instead of like, some fools get online and start begging like, how come no one supports me, or how come no one invest in me? I need someone to sign me. And you're like, fuck all that shit. I'm gonna support my family or support myself, and also have enough money to put on the side.
Yeah, man, that's the main thing. My main motto, man, is for everybody watching: don't get left behind, man. Because these times are only gonna get worse, and the economy's only gonna go up, like. Not go up, but get worse. Everything's gonna go up.
Yeah, it's not coming back
we're
down.
gonna get a lot of people are gonna get left behind, man. And yeah, that's why I admire what you do, man, too, because you're already right there. You
appreciate it.
Took the first steps already, and you're doing it, and no matter how long it takes, eventually, your shit it pays out. So.
You know, I was a convicted felon at 18 years old, dog. So that I feel like that really shifted my. I couldn't go get a regular job at McDonald's or at a warehouse or maybe a warehouse, but certain places will do a background check on me, and I couldn't get a job. So I've always been like keeping my radar or my antennas up for like different ways of making money.
Oh yeah.
You know, I had the record label, now I have the podcast. But like, do you feel like trucking is a good career for like felons that are out? You know, because they don't really do a background check.
Oh yeah, they're felon friendly. You know.
Yeah.
They're felon friendly, and whatever you do is on you. If you're doing some dumb decisions, it's gonna end up on you. It doesn't end up on anybody else. It might look the company, whatever company you're with, it might make them look a little bad, but some companies are so rich that they could dispose of people like, oh, it's just another person. Like it's not gonna hurt us.
Do you recommend trucking for people that are looking at a way to make money?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's cool because for me, I looked at it when I first got into it, man. Like you get paid to sightsee, and all you're doing is holding the steering wheel. I drive an automatic, so I'm not over here shifting gears and none of that. I'm just holding the steering wheel, man, and cruising.
Yeah.
Bumping, listening to the pods or interviews or educating myself, like putting on like not like seminars, but like, stuff that like as whatever I'm into, like with the jewelry game and shit like that, prices and where to get the resources, for better jewels or whatever, better gold, diamonds and all that.
Yeah, just educating yourself on different things.
Just educating myself with the time, about different stuff. So
that's one of the things I missed about truck driving. I did truck driving for about a year. I still got my L's, had to renew it. Even though I'm not truck driving right now, so I renewed it just to keep it going, right? You never know, I might need it. But I love truck driving because you're on the road for at least 10, 12 hours. And I was listening to all my favorite podcasts. Like I didn't miss no podcast. I wasn't really listening to music because as I get older, I listen to more podcasts than music. But you're right there by yourself, and you could, like you said, pick and choose what you want to learn that day. Or like say I'm bad at this, like let me watch this video, see if I can get better at it. Yeah. And that's how I got a lot of tips and tricks as far as like cameras and lights and editing and shit like that with just driving and shit,
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. It's as far as you don't just waste the time, because you're already on the road, so, and you're getting paid for it, so, it's a lot. It's long hours. That's the thing,
Yeah,
for
it is.
Those thinking about it, that's the only thing you're not gonna like. It's the long hours, but like I said, everything pays out, man. Everything pays out.
But life, a lot of great things come sacrifices, right? You gotta make some sacrifices and shit like that.
And invest your money wisely and use your money wisely, because there's a lot of people in the trucking game, man, that make a shit ton of money, like shit ton. Like my homie, the one I started working for, he was doing it for super doing it, and he's still cool, right now, but he doesn't have as many drivers, especially because we left and stuff. We got our own company.
Yeah.
And
as you should.
So he's still chilling, but there's a lot of people that didn't know how to do it, and they're still kind of like not broke, but depending only on the job, to make it happen. Like solely their whole life is wrapped around the job, or the career.
I think some people, it's cool for them to be focused on their job, only do one thing. Some people can only handle one thing at a time, right?
Yeah.
But you're saying with truck driving, you could eventually become your own boss and start your own shit, right?
Oh yeah, and just stay ahead of the game and think of the next step, because when the economy getting worse, if trucking goes down the drain, you got to just have a plan B.
I also feel too truck driving or truck drivers are very underappreciated in this country. Everything that we have in our house, everything, even the house, everything except the dirt in the air was brought here by a truck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Your food, your clothes, your fucking
the
couches.
Trucking stops, the economy, everything stops.
The world stops, dog.
Yeah.
Everyone stops eating, stops producing. Truck driving is a super important business. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what sucks about it, because they don't
appreciate
really. Yeah, they don't acknowledge what we do or whatever, but. Which is cool, because people are not in it for that. People are in it for the money.
Facts.
And the money is there for grossing $300K, grossing $250K a year. For that's
that's real bread.
You don't really meet a lot of people that with different types of jobs that do that. Fool.
Facts.
$300K a year.
I think a lot of fools are happy with 50, 55, 60. Yeah. So a lot of fools brag about 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Damn, dog, that's a crazy story, dog. And I'm sure we could have a fucking 8-hour podcast about more shit. But what's next for you, dog? What is something like a message you have out there for that? Something that you wanna do next, maybe for 2024, since we're on the brink of it right now.
First of all, I just want to say, tune in to the homies, pod. He's gonna blow up here any moment now.
Appreciate it.
Me, I'm still gonna plan my strategy. I got my music coming, got videos coming. I might drop one on New Year's. I was gonna wait till like 11:59, but I got the first video and the whole thing
Of the year.
on the whole YouTube.
Yeah.
But now like that shit might not get no views, fool, because everybody's gonna be partying and and this and that. So I don't know, I might drop something, but for sure tune in because we got a lot of stuff coming. And yeah, man, I'm gonna just keep going, stay on the right track and stay focused. That's the main thing,
Is there certain people in the rap game that you want to work with, that you have like, I want to make a song with this?
Yeah,
fool?
so right now I'm gonna be getting one in with Bozo pretty soon.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Like it's just I'm always on the road, or I'm always in different towns, or I'm always doing something or taking time off and doing different stuff. Like I like with the money I have been making, I've been balling out as far as like treating myself to a lot of stuff that I never got to do, you know. So I do a lot of stuff, so I'm always planning something.
That's right.
But I got some coming with Bozo for sure. And then as far as like maybe the game, like from the city,
Okay.
like I've talked to him before.
That's what's
up. And so with him, but I'm not really eager with a lot of people because right now the music in LA it's not going too well, like people need to step up, man. Like we used to have the best rappers, and now we don't have the best rappers.
Why do you think that is?
Just everybody's into different type of music. The Atlanta sound is what's dominated forever now, and the New York sound didn't even dominate like that for a minute. Like the guy, the fruity hair color guy, that came out. He didn't dominate nothing. He just went viral for a little bit, but he didn't really like put on for nobody over there, or like started a sub genre or did anything, contributed nothing. For all he did was just come and snitch on people. Like he just ratted a bunch of fools out, fool. That's all he did at the end of the day, fool. Because when he goes, fool, when he God says it's time to go and he's not here no more, that's what he's gonna be remembered for, fool.
Yeah,
being a rat.
When it's all said and done.
Like when fools remember him like 20 years from now, like, oh, that fool's a rat.
Yeah. And
that's one thing where like I advise to people, that want to get in the rap game or want to be in the streets, like make your decisions wisely, because you don't want to leave a bad legacy here, and that's my main thing, man. I'm gonna leave a good ass legacy, and I got some fire coming, fool. Like I'm not the best, but I'm gonna drop some good shit, dog. Some really good music.
I appreciate that you have that outlook on music, dog, because a lot of fools, in it for the quick buck, and it feels like you really want to leave like a lasting impression on people. That's dope.
Yeah, I just want to do some good art. Like to me, rap and all that, it's like art, and I've always been a fan of art. Like when I was in the pen, I used to like buy art pieces, like just to have them, just to collect them, and that's the same thing with me. Like I could just build a catalog, and have a sick ass catalog,
That's dope, dog.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Maybe in the 6 months, or maybe this time next year, we'll run it back and see how much you've progressed in the rap game or just in life in general, dog. But again, I want to thank you so much for pulling up on the podcast, dog, and sharing your story with us. It was a dope ass story, and like I said, some people might look down on it because some people think that like you're like promoting this shit, but it's just really your story, what you've been through and shit, right?
Hell yeah.
Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe this video. Follow the homie Compton Boss. We're gonna be releasing clips and shit like that all over, so make sure you guys tune in, and hopefully we have this homie back pretty much soon as possible. Anything else you want to say before we go?
That's it, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, doctor.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be back soon for sure. And don't forget about the los pobres, güey. When you hit big, fool, because you're gonna hit, fool.
I appreciate that. It's a lot of hard work. I think a lot of fools.
We'll do some content in the hill soon.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Something cool. Something unique, something new. Because. You got the gift, fool. You got the talent, fool. Like,
appreciate it.
That shit just comes natural, fool. All fucking horror, like, Yeah, it's like my second time doing you know, like something like this. So, you know, I'm a little stiff, but
Nah, you did
yeah,
good,
man,
dog.
you're a natural, bro. Like, you know.
Nah, you did good, dog.
Oh yeah.
Again, thank you guys. Anybody out there still watching, make sure you guys give us 5 stars on Apple or Spotify. Make sure you guys rate the podcast, share it with your homies, and then we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.